Good morning, everybody. I've been waiting to show you this. These are the apple trees that are blooming across the street from our home, and I believe these are Empire apples. And this is the gorgeous view that I have at this time of the year is the apples are all in bloom. Now I live in Wayne County, and we are the second grower of apples in the United States. So apples are all around us. New York land is rich for fertile, good ground up here. We grow great food up here in Wayne County, and the apples are phenomenal. Almost everyone up here has worked in apples of some sort. They're growing them or helping with the factories. And let me assure you, if you're wondering if your apples are good, when I first came up here, I just found that there wasn't any work, so I was a new bride, so I wanted to make sure my husband knew that I wasn't lazy, so I took a job in a factory. And let me tell you, I say that because my background is sales, because factory work is great pay, and the hours are phenomenal. But anyway, that being said, they check those apples and check those apples and check those apples for bruises, for bumps, for to be perfect. They wash them and wash them. They're not adding anything to them or sprays or anything like that. They're just cleaning them and bagging them up. And it's just beautiful. I'll tell you another little thing too, is what they do is, this is the line. They'll say, stop the line, and then they'll change bags. So you can buy the store brand or a name brand. They're all the same apples. It's just they change the bags. So lots of people are searching for the same type of apple or certain kind of apple, and they're paying a few dollars more, and it's really not even necessary. So anyway, it's early in the morning. I didn't know if it was going to rain, but I was waiting for them to pop out and show their blooms so I could show you how beautiful the apples are around here. It's just wonderful to have all the apple trees blooming at once. And I love living in, this apple area where there's apples everywhere, and everybody up here, like I said, be assured that a lot of your food is safe, at least from the farmers that I've seen, because everybody's so picky about taking care of everything and making sure their food and things are good. You hear a lot of things online, but I guess up here in Wayne County, I don't. Most of us grow our own food, or we know a local farmer that sells things. We'll go to the grocery store because a lot of the grocery store foods come from the local farmers, so it's not anything that I'm concerned about. Like example, I raise my own eggs, so I would rather have the fresh eggs than eggs that have gone through and been, how do I put it? They've gone through the store system, because I know that they're fresher, but it doesn't mean that the eggs in the store are bad. It depends on how fast that farmer can get them there. The same with the fruit, how fast they get it there. And a lot of the fruit, like example, the fruit harvest is coming out after, when these apples are ready to harvest, probably in the fall. So if you're buying apples in the store right now, they've been in cold storage, and you're just buying apples that were harvested last year. So people don't realize these little things, at least me coming from the city. Most people just don't think that far because they're busy and they're not thinking through where every piece of food they're getting comes from. But, years ago, the farmers had root cellars and everything and saved food for a long time. So, your fruit and everything will be in good shape. It's in cold storage. They just pack up there until they're ready to, clean it, just because they have to harvest everything at once or it will rot on the trees. So, anyway, I wanted to show you the apple harvest. This is right across the street from us. Behind us we have cherries. And there's cherries, peaches, blueberries, all those things grow up in here. And of course the farmers grow corn and other things. A lot of farmers like to grow other crops sometimes. Like some of them, I think they do soybean and things like that too in this area. In fact, I know they do because my son has a friend that their farm grows soybean. So anyway, just a quick shot and talk about Apple County. Of course, up here too, we also have lots of campsites. We have Fairhaven, which is like 5 minutes. We have Lake Ontario. So now this time of the year, everybody's coming into our area to camp and to go to Fairhaven and spend the summer. So our people change, I should say. And we also have the migrant workers that come up to do the farming, which quite honestly, Americans won't do the farming. So we would not be able to probably eat without all the migrant workers that come through, and they work in the fields, they work in the factories, they help out a lot, and then they come from Jamaica, some of them come from Mexico, and then they shop at our stores, they buy our food, and they work the harvest for the whole country. And some of them come in on visas and then they stay the season and then they go back. So that's pretty much what happens. I'm just talking reality. What the real reality of it is like I said, the farm workers come in and they are all, we have the farming workers, we have the vacationers, and then we have our little community that stay here all year long. So just giving you an update on the views of the people that live in these, which was where I live, in the farming communities, because we have things that go on, like, am I afraid to eat food at the grocery store? Not at all. In fact, I think I talked to a USDA guy one time when I worked at the factory, and I said, or maybe, I'm not sure if it was there or a scientist I think I met somewhere, and I asked him, what do you think about the food in the store? Do you think it's safe to eat? And he said, yep, it is very safe. And after working at the factory and seeing how picky, I mean, if there was one little bruise, that apple gets thrown in a crate to go to applesauce. I mean, everything is picky, and then most of the, there's a good chunk of the men here that work in the apple factories, and they, I mean, they're picky there too. I mean, you have to be. So that's just, you know, what goes on, and just to let you see the beautiful apple trees. You know, I found out a lot because from working so close with it, you know, like the free range thing with different chickens. It's nice if you have big plots of land to let your chickens run all over, but if you live in a neighborhood like a busy street, your chickens will get run over by a car. And plus, if you have got lots of hawks and no places for your chickens to hide, like we live, you know, like I said, we kind of have, we live in a farming community, but you know, if you free range your chickens, pretty much you're going to feed the hawks because there's no place to hide. There's no woods. So you have to have them covered. Our chickens are free range, like Martha Stewart says, but they have a cover on them. So anyway, it helps to talk to farmers that are out in the field and people that are working with the food directly. Sometimes you hear all kinds of stuff from everybody on media, and I'm not saying they're wrong or right. I'm just saying that's the view that I have from living up so close to it. But isn't this just, I mean, this is just breathtaking. I love this time of year. When the apples come out, it's just unbelievably beautiful. And it just makes you see the goodness of God and how He puts the seed in the trees and they produce more than what they started. Just wonderful. I just love it. So anyway, have a blessed day, and we will see you in our next video. Hey, and make sure you watch the previous video where we were just at Derek Stone's farm and see all the good things that are going on there. God bless. Have a wonderful day.